Now, we have learned through the years since Dr. Hans Selye back in the 1940s first described stress in all of its ramifications, we have learned a number of things to do. One thing is the diet. Cut out the caffeine and its relatives. That would be coffee, tea, colas, and chocolate. These can intensify the reaction that you have to stress. Then alcohol, refined foods, those foods that are stimulatory, like hot spices, those should all be cut out. If you know any food that you're allergic to, you should cut that one out because that can intensify the reaction that you have to stress. Be regular in all your habits. Go to bed on time, get up on time, eat your meals on time, exercise on time, go to work on time. Do as many things on a timed schedule as you can. Now you may say, but I don't know how to handle my time. Well, there are some tips that I can give you about how to handle time. One is set your priorities for what you can do. You can't do everything, but there are some things that you can do in the time that you have. Pray for guidance, that the Lord will help you to know what is that most important thing that you should do now. And as you do that, you can set priorities through prayer. Then organize your day. You can do that with a pen and paper. Put those things that you must do, they must be done today without fail. Put those things at the top of the list and you will recognize that you will need to do those before you go to bed. Then you should decide what can be neglected. There are a few things that you don't have to do today. They can be done at some later time. So make a list of those. They have to be done. They should be done in the next day or so perhaps. Make a list of those, but they don't have to be done today. If you get some of them done, fine. But otherwise, you may need to put those off till a much later time. If you need to, hire an assistant to help you. Perhaps you need some help with housekeeping. You seem somehow just not to be able to keep your house neat and clean and orderly. You may need an assistant. If you get such an assistant, help them to know how you want things done. Because an assistant who does things in a way that you don't like, that may be worse than not having an assistant at all. Now, you should accept the way that others interact with you. Let's say that your neighbor is always going to ignore you at certain times. Don't let that stress you out. Just think about that some of these days she will be nice and sociable, and I'll wait for that time and I'll work for that time. But in the meantime, I'll accept the fact that she is just not maybe very social, or maybe she doesn't just like me for some reason. Now, if there are some tough jobs that you have to do today, when you pick them up, don't put them down before you do them. Sometimes you'll pick up something, yes, I know I have to do this today, but I won't do it right now, I'll put it down. That's usually not the best thing. If you have to pay a bill or you have to answer a letter, pick it up. You're already handling it. While you're handling it, go ahead and finish it up and put it aside. Chances are pretty good that you will spend less time on it if you do it when you first pick it up than you will if you just put it aside and hope that some later time you'll do it. Hanging up clothes is this way. Take off your jacket, hang it up. Don't lay it down, because when you have to pick it up again and hang it up, it will take longer. Then another thing is to avoid the drowsiness of the afternoon. Put some running around, maybe doing some errands, because if you start doing your letter writing at that time, it will take much longer. So do those things that you can do on your feet or going about, and it will be very pleasant for you. Now, I hope some of these things on how to handle stresses will be of eternal benefit to you, because it can help you to deal with this life and to draw closer to our Lord. May He bless you in